The Master's Courtyard is an awesome map here in Orcs Must Die 3. There are a number of hazards built into the map that you actually have to take a lot of initiative to be able to go out and utilize. Here is my strategy for being able to get full skulls on this map. Let me know in the comments what you guys have found success with. Preparing for wave 1 here, we only have enemies coming out of this door, and they are all going to be the dreaded Fire Fiends. So your fire damage combos are not going to be able to work for you here, so we're going to throw up the barricades to be able to funnel them down one side of the hallway and set up a bunch of saws to be able to soften them up. But as is usual in the first couple waves here in the game, you are often able to deal with them all just based on your primary weapon. Right now I am loving using the Dwarven Battle Axe, but you can manage with whatever weapon that you pick. Wave 2 takes us to a new door, so we're going to pick up our traps and move over to be able to face the incoming threat. A very similar setup of saw blades and a few key tar pits to be able to slow enemies on high traffic areas is all we need. We have so much cash. Finishing these first couple waves is pretty easy. It's going to be later on where we centralize our defenses to be able to deal with threats coming from all the doors at once. That is where things really get interesting. Okay, now in wave 3, we have enemies coming from both of these upper doors. We want to be able to prepare to handle orcs coming from both sides and watch the minimap to make sure that you are able to deal with whatever side is advancing the farthest. Now that we've been introduced to all the doors, this is the point where the levels are going to start running into each other, and this is where we also have accumulated enough cash to be able to centralize our defenses down in the courtyard. The courtyard gives us so much open space to work with that we want to start marking it off with our barricades to force the enemies through a very specific path. So we're going to run across the front here with the barricades, and then we are even going to mark off this portion here as well, and this gives us an excellent runway to start placing down our friendly saws. More saw blades. The orcs love these. Laying down even a few more launchers here on the side. You can sneak one over here, which is pretty fun because the blade will immediately ping off of the barricade, and then we'll just kind of go back and forth right in front of us here. Now we want to throw down some of our really high value traps. These spring launchers going straight into the grinders are instant death for the orcs. So they're going to produce a lot of kills for us. Really fun to be able to utilize those. And then we're just going to keep on fortifying kind of this central area that we have established here, putting as many traps as we can down. These set of traps here have been upgraded to do ice damage, so they freeze the enemies, and then when enemies are frozen, they're extra brittle, so they take increased physical damage, which is why the additional saw blades are able to do so much and just melt through even the giant ones. We're going to keep on extending our traps here. All of these final waves are going to run right into each other, so the only thing we need to really be worried about is the fire elementals breaking out and spawning those little guys that are going to break down our barricades. So watching your barricade health is important. If you can, sell and rebuild the barricades in between waves, because then you get to refresh the health that the barricades have. Otherwise, their health does not refresh if the waves are running immediately into each other. Right now our barricades are doing pretty good, but I'm going to replace this one. And then the other opportunities that I am looking for here are going to be establishing more of the saw blade shooters out on the lanes over here, just to be able to kind of thin the herd of orcs that are coming out. Nothing too fancy. But it's just such an efficient path here for the saw blades coming down the corridor, and they can continue on into oblivion. I love the saw shooters. Check the barricades, they are doing fine. We do want to be proactive about putting additional traps out onto these corridors, because it becomes inhibitively expensive to extend your trap line down in the courtyard, because you're going to have to place down more barricades to be able to keep on funneling the enemies. Though another good alternate option is placing some archers out here, because they have a nice wide firing arc to be able to hit the enemies, and the enemies who get frozen over here caught up in the crowd control are easy prey for those archers and their arrows. There we go. Let me know in the comments what strategy you guys have used to beat this level. I love this setup, and the courtyard just provides a lot of freedom. Hope you guys are able to get max skulls on it as well. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.